Hello everyone and welcome to card number 5 of my 2020 Christmas series. Today I wanted to create these 2 elegant Christmas cards using some washi tape. I had seen Yanis Magula do it on her channel with some washi tape, and I thought I would give it a try, and they turned out amazing. So I'm using some Alexandra Renke washi tape. I've got 2 colors here. I've got like a winter gray and some red. I've got 2 pieces of Simon Says 100-pound cardstock, some soft navy and schoolhouse red cardstock. I also have some dies here that I'm using. I am using the MFT Stitch STAX dies. I was going to use this sketchy frame from Simon, but I ended up changing my mind a little bit later, and I'm using some metallic cardstock here, or I'm sorry, pattern paper. It's not really pattern paper. I'm using some metallic paper. And the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get my panels ready to go with this washi tape, and I just have them cut down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And these have a beautiful pattern on them, and I wasn't too worried about trying to keep it consistent, like trying to make an image. I just wanted to line them up so you weren't getting the same exact image the whole way down. And I lined them up so they were butted up right next to each other. And I left them a little bit long because I'm going to run the ends around the back, and you won't actually see them because, you know, the card base will be on top of some cardstock. So, like I said, this is the first time I've ever used washi tape. I've seen several people use it before to make cards, and I wasn't really too sure about it. I wasn't sure if I could come up with an idea, and this one turned out amazing. I was really pleased with it. And I might have to, start looking around at some more washi tape and giving it another try. So again, I'm just taking the ends and I'm folding them around so that you can't see the flag ends, and it makes this really beautiful pattern paper. And I'm going to take the largest from this MFT Stitch STAX dies, and I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine, and it cut beautifully through the washi tape. Left a nice stitching, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on the second card. I'm going to take this one, do the same thing, lay it out, not worry too much about the pattern here, just so we didn't have the same ones the whole way down. And I really like this one too. I like the pine cones and the star anise. Really pretty. Go all the way down till we get to the end. And then we'll do the same thing, is we will wrap around these ends around to the back. And these cards ended up taking me no time at all. I was really surprised how quickly they came together. Really like those. And again, I'm going to run that one through my die cutting machine as well, so I get that nice stitching. Here we have 2 finished card bases. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on my sentiment, and this is where I decided to switch out the die I wanted to use because I felt like it was too large, and I wanted to use the Simon Says frames die. I wanted the background to be kind of the star of the show, and I didn't want the frame to take up too much of that. So I'm just using this gold cardstock here to cut out my little frame. So I'm going to use that thin frame, and then I'm also going to use the vellum to place my sentiment so you can still see through it to see the pattern of the washi tape. And I decided to take a nice gold for the red card and a nice silver for the, the whiter card. And then I was just going through my stash to see what sentiments would fit in the middle, and I decided to go with this one from Simon Says, and it says Merry Christmas. Gonna get my MISTI ready here. I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. Line up my sentiment, and I'm going to be using Simon Says Antique Gold Embossing Powder. Get that ready with my anti-static powder tool, and get my Versamark ink, and we'll get that all stamped down. So I left it a little bit lower on this because I wanted to add a sentiment above that says we wish you and then Merry Christmas. I'm going to be using the antique gold on the red card base, sorry about my head again, and I'm going to be using Brutus Monroe Sterling Silver on the other card, just to get those all to kind of coordinate together. The first time I stamped it, I didn't stamp it quite right. It was a little crooked, so I decided to stamp it again. I'm going to grab those with my tweezers because it is pretty close and I don't want to burn my fingers. And get that antique gold. I really like this. Is one of my favorite gold embossing powders. And the thing about vellum is you have to make sure that your heat gun is very warm and ready so that it quickly melts that embossing powder and it doesn't scorch the vellum. So I was getting my heat gun nice and hot, and I like to heat it from the back instead of right on the front. Helps with that scorching as well. And it turned out super cute. I really like it. Set that off to the side to cool down. And I decided to do 2 layers of vellum just so that you didn't lose that sentiment in all of that texture in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Do the same thing for the silver toned card. And get my Brutus Monroe Sterling Silver embossing powder out for this one. Again, just trying to line it up, make sure it's in the same exact spot. And I really like using vellum. This is a really nice heavy-duty vellum. Here goes my silver embossing powder. Get that put away so I don't blow it all over my desk. Got my heat gun should already be nice and warm. Should take no time at all to heat this one up. And I really like using these reverse tweezers because it saves your fingers. It really does. Okay, so now I'm going to take that sentiment from the Simon Says Tiny Words Christmas, and I'm going to I wanted to take just the We Wish You a. And so what I did was I took that Merry Christmas stamp and I stamped it right on my MISTI grid so that I could line up where I wanted to put that We Wish You a. And then I lined up my vellum piece right over top of that stamp on my MISTI grid so I knew I had everything lined up perfectly. And I masked off that sentiment to just the area that I wanted stamped. And I'm going to be using Alabaster. Oh no, I guess I'm using gold. I thought I used white. Sorry, I'm still using the antique gold embossing powder. Goodness, I need to go to bed. It's late for me. I don't stay up very late anymore. So now it says We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to do the same exact thing with the silver one. Line it up, mask it off. And this was a really, really easy way to line this up. I didn't think about this before, and I'm going to have to use this technique more than once. Sterling Silver embossing powder. And again, these cards came together super quick. I was really surprised. You could easily, make multiples of these, just the washi tape. And I like doing the 2 layers of vellum because it really helps. You can still see the texture in the background, but it's not going to distract from the sentiment. Next, I wanted to take my Art Philosophy metallic paints, and I wanted to add just a little bit of shimmer to the backgrounds. And so I took the white color and I splattered it all over this piece here. It's not super noticeable. I mean, here in the video you can't really see it, but in real life you can see that sparkle and that shimmer on there. And I did the same thing with the red one, but I used the gold color instead of the silver. And again, I just wanted to kind of add a little bit more to the background. I essentially made my own pattern paper with this, and I really like doing that, whether it's with, this washi tape or coloring a background. It's a lot of fun. So I got those off to the side to dry, cleaned off my mat here, put my paints away, and now I can start assembling the sentiment. So I'm taking some multimedia matte and I'm going to first get it unclogged, and I'm going to add little dabs of glue behind the Merry and the Christmas sentiment so that you can't see the adhesive behind the vellum. That's the one thing that's kind of a downfall with vellum, is that you can see that adhesive. And I didn't have my Xyron sticker maker before I made this card. So next time I do something like this, I'll definitely use that Xyron sticker maker, and I can make sure that you don't see the adhesive with that at all. So again, just adding the glue right behind those sentiments, and you don't really see it. There's so much going on in that pattern paper that it's not noticeable. Just lay an acrylic block on that to help hold it down while it dries. And I forgot I was zoomed in really, really close. I apologize about that. Now I'm going to get the little frames on here, get those ready to go. And I really like this little framelit from Simon. This is where that sticker maker would come in super handy, especially with these really thin frames. So I got the "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" sentiment right where I wanted it. I add some glue behind it there, and I got it stuck down, and then I add the frame. I try to do that first so that I know the placement, and it's a lot easier to add the frame. So I'm adding just tiny dabs of glue all the way around this frame, and the nice thing about this multimedia matte is it dries super clear and you can't see it. Well, you can barely see it. And with what's going on in the background here, you couldn't even notice it. So just using my tweezers to help guide that really thin frame into place. And then I'll just need a little bit more glue just to help hold that down. Add my acrylic blocks just to add some weight to that, and we'll get the other one ready to go as well. I was just trying to show you guys some of that shimmer on there. Again, it's a lot more noticeable in person than through the camera. And I got that one all glued down, looking great. And I'm going to get the card bases ready since I was in, gluing and adding it down, and I really, really liked adding this blue cardstock instead of going with white. I just really think it framed this up beautifully. Even though we're going with silvers and whites, this blue really, really, just makes it pop. I think this one was my favorite out of the two. Just adding some 3M foam strips and having that nice thin frame, just perfect. I was really, really happy with that. Getting the gold frame ready, doing the same thing, adding little dabs of glue all the way around, and then lining it up into place. Apologize if my head gets in the way. Just wanted to make sure I got it lined up. Add my acrylic blocks and get my card base ready. I like doing top folding card bases. Add my 3M foam tape on the back. Didn't want to go too crazy with the foam tape because sometimes it can warp your paper. I've had that happen to a couple of cards. And I ended up getting a little bit of gold on there, but I wasn't bothered by it because it was going to get covered up anyway. Super cute. Next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to add just a little bit more to my cards. I wanted to add some silver nuvo drops to the white and silver card, just randomly. I didn't really have a plan. I kind of wanted to go maybe from the bottom right to the top left, just to kind of help draw your eye, using some Simply White as well. Again, just add a little bit more dimension to the cards. Really like using nuvo drops. And I'm using gold nuvo drops on the red and gold card. Again, just trying to get everything to coordinate really well together. And the white on the red one as well. Just clean up a couple of those nuvo drops. And next I wanted to add just a few gems. These are the holiday gems from, I think they're Lucy's. I'll double check. I'll make sure it's in the description below. And I just wanted to add them, in like the centers of these little flowers. I added them to the centers of the little star anise. I just wanted to add just a little bit more shimmer. I added the white ones from this holiday mix. Just to add a little bit more sparkle here and there. because this is, you know, it's a one layer card. There isn't a whole lot of dimension, and I figured adding these gems would add that dimension I was looking for. I'm using some white ones on this white and silver card. Again, I was really pleased with the way this turned out. I'm going to have to start looking into some more washi tape. Really enjoyed this. I hope you guys are enjoying this series this year. I've got so many great things planned. This series has turned out better than I expected. You know, starting early really helped me out, getting ideas ready to go. And I really am glad that you guys are all here to watch it. And that will finish up these 2 cards for today. I really hope you enjoyed them. If you really did like them, please hit the like button as well as the little notification bell so you don't miss out on any more videos in my series for this year. Again, I hope you guys have a wonderful and fantastic evening. I can't wait to show you the next card. It is going to be a fantastic one, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!